If you've already watched the first two parts of this series, then you know that I've been babbling on about sight gags. Now, anytime a director makes a visual joke like the ones I've been describing, they're actually revealing their hand as the creator of an artificial world, because they're calling attention to the fact that the viewer has been manipulated. Now, you're not going to want to do this in just any kind of movie. Some movies want to hide that fourth wall as much as possible. For instance, let's say you've got a serious emotional drama. You want your viewer to be as immersed as possible in that story world so that they can be really invested in the characters. But it works great for comedies in general because, first of all, it's funny. It is the joke itself. But also, in some movies, you want to be like, hey man, don't forget, this is just a movie. No one's going to get hurt, so relax. Feel free to laugh at things that you wouldn't normally laugh at in real life. And now, through the power of movies, we're going to flash back to a week ago when I first took painkillers and talked about sight gags for 20 minutes. And, talked to myself, not another human being, in case that was unclear. So I'm going to give you a hypothetical situation to think about. It's the real world. You're you. Your boss invites you and your best friend to go visit him at his house in the Hamptons for the weekend. But when you get there, you find out that he's dead. And instead of calling the cops, you and your best friend just carry his dead body around from party to party. Now, if this were in the real world, you probably wouldn't be laughing at the situation. In fact, it's kind of the stuff of nightmares. But if this were a premise for a movie, you'd want to establish the parameters of this artificiality pretty early.
Let's go to the beach. No. We're gonna be here our whole lives.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Oh, no, what are you doing? Give me those papers. These papers are going to the beach. We are not going to the beach. What beach? They're coming to the beach. You think it's safe to go in the water?
No, better not. You just ate. You might get cramps.
I'll risk it.
So that was the beginning of one of my favorite movies, Weekend at Bernie's. And right off the bat, you're like, oh, got it. And now, I'm not saying that these sight gags I'm showing you are the only thing tipping off the viewer to the kind of movie that they're watching. If the movie's doing its job right, there are a million things that'll be working in tandem to do that, including before you even go into the movie, just based on casting and marketing. But I just wanted to talk about these kinds of sight gags because I love them so much. I'm going to cut myself off there and just leave you with a few more examples of my favorite cinematic conceal and reveal sight gags. But I mean, there are hundreds of examples of these, and I don't know if we're there yet, but like, maybe you could tell me some of your favorites?
Look, Patty, all I'm saying is if you want to have just an ordinary academic career and attend an ordinary university, that's your prerogative. But I must tell you, I think you're selling yourself way short. How's it going? I don't know, sometimes I feel as though we want it more than she does.
Patty, you know we love you. Could you just give your father that little extra effort he's looking for?
Okay, Mama.
That's all I ask.
Right. Well, what about the time we had to break into Leonardo's office? We're almost there.
Why are we walking like this? Yeah, baby.